Okay, I just have to start. My name is Veronica. I am a beauty enthusiast, and I have been watching YouTube for about 13 years now, and most of that time has been spent watching makeup tutorials, makeup reviews, just beauty in general, skincare, hair care, body care. That has always been something I've been very interested in. And I recently went through some life changes and was able to leave the corporate world and pursue what makes me happy. And that is doing makeup, whether it's on someone else, whether it's on myself. I just have always really enjoyed makeup, and I want to do something with that. Like I said, I've watched YouTube for a long time, and I've learned everything I know from watching YouTube. And also, I was a makeup artist for about 3 years before the pandemic, and then I decided to take some time off to, just take care of myself. I had been working full time and doing makeup for those 3 years, and I burnt out. I was just exhausted from doing makeup and working full time during the week. So what I'm going to do here on my channel is mostly makeup. Get ready with me. These are my favorite videos to watch, especially the longer ones. I know that some people don't really like the longer videos, but those are my personal favorite and the ones that I look for the most when I'm looking at a channel that I am looking at subscribing to. Are they going to have content that fits my likes and my needs, my tastes, and mostly what my channel will be. I know that some people like makeup reviews. I might sprinkle some of those in there. I guess a little bit of background on me while I get started. So I have a lot of makeup, a lot, and it's actually less than I used to have. I used to just want to have everything, no matter what it was, whether it worked for me or it didn't. I was more over quantity. I was more into quantity over quality. And now that has flipped. So I'm more into quality over quantity, but I still have a pretty good sized collection. That is kind of funny that I described my collection as pretty good. Because I am going to name my channel Pretty Good Beauty. And that kind of has a few different meanings. Pretty good is just something that I don't know if they say it a lot everywhere else, but in the Midwest, pretty good is, kind of a response to how are you doing? Pretty good is, just what people say around here. I've only ever lived in the Midwest, so I don't really have much exposure to other regions of the US. And okay, so because I have such a expansive makeup collection, I want to make sure that I get use out of all the stuff that I have. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff that is just laying around and not being used. So while I have a lot, I want to make sure that I'm making good use out of all of it. So what I have here is I bought the Refer modular vanity system, and I have it just here on my desk. And what I do is every couple of weeks or so, I will go through my makeup collection and pick out different things from every category for your face. And I'll pick out about 2 or 3 options if I have them. Even if I just have one, that's what I'll use. So today what I'm going to be using, I don't typically use a primer right now. I do have the Tatcha Silk Canvas that I'm using up. I've got about that much going. It's actually pretty old. It's probably expired, but it was just so expensive, and I think it still works fine. So I'm just going to go ahead and use it up for now. I'm not going to use that today though, because I'm not really worried about priming today. One of my favorite foundations is Face and Body by MAC. I have not tried their new formula. I know they just reformulated it. I haven't tried that yet because I have a few bottles to go through as backups, just because it just always looks nice. It's very, very, very light coverage. So if you're looking for more, this might not be for you. Okay, so this is kind of what I always have out on my desk, just because it's such a good color match for me. It's so good to my skin. It's so easy to blend. Sometimes I'll use my finger, sometimes I'll use a brush. Today, I guess I'll just use a brush. Aside from makeup, or I guess kind of right along with that, I love brushes. Before, when I was, I had a lower budget, I would buy a BH Cosmetics brush set like every paycheck. And I had a lot. I probably had hundreds of brushes. But over time I realized that, I didn't really want to have them just laying around because they were just so nice and so pretty. So what I did is I kept my higher end brushes. I have a lot of Sonia G. I have a lot of Wayne Goss. That's mostly what my collection is made up of right now. I have a few rougher eye brushes that I really like. But I just kind of cut down my collection. I'm still kind of adding, but I'm a lot more selective. I'm a lot more picky with the brushes that I'll get, and I'm a lot more open to looking at individual brushes than I was before. I used to always go for the sets, but there sometimes is in sets, when you get sets, there's brushes that you don't really use, that you don't really have a use for. So I would rather get brushes that I know that I'm going to use, that fit the purpose, that fit the way that I do makeup, basically. And then for concealer, I have the Tarte Shape Tape Ultra Creamy Concealer. I have, I would say, kind of normal to dehydrated skin. And this works a lot better for me than Shape Tape. I was into Shape Tape when it first came out. And then eventually I just kind of realized how dry it would make my under eyes look. The Ultra Creamy is, as the name would suggest, very creamy, very blendable, but it still has a pretty good amount of coverage. It's not far off from the regular Shape Tape. Okay. This is a Urban Decay sponge that I really like. Okay, so back to life changes. I haven't been working since I want to say like February. Like I said, not in the corporate world. I am going to go back to doing makeup. I really enjoyed it while I was doing it. Otherwise, I wouldn't have done it for as long as I did, and I wouldn't have worked as hard at it as I did if I didn't enjoy it. So, I'm going to do that, and then I wanted to make videos. Just because I feel like I love talking about makeup, and that's my favorite thing about doing makeup, is kind of showing people how to use makeup and showing them not to be afraid of it, because some people are intimidated by it. So the education part of doing makeup is my favorite. You can see that concealed pretty good, really as much as the original Shape Tape, but it does pretty well. I wanted to talk about some YouTube channels that I'm really into right now, just so that, because I feel like you can kind of tell if you're gonna jive with people if they watch the same people that you watch. So like I like Raw Beauty Christie, I like Khaki Reviews Beauty. I've been watching her a lot. Emily Noel has been a favorite of mine for years. She was probably one of the first beauty gurus or beauty channels that I followed. I like ShanXO a lot. I love how many get ready with me she does. I like Samantha Ravindal. Those are just, kind of the ones that come to mind right off the top of my head. We're ready to move on. What should I do? I think I'm going to do some kind of cream blush, and I have a lot of blush options here, but I'll just talk about these. So I just got these from Nordstrom. They're the National Treasure Convertible Color Lip and Cheek Cream Quads. I got number 1 and 2. They're from Stila, by the way. I don't know which one to use. I think I might use this one. Another one in my rotation right now is the Rare Beauty Liquid Blush. This is the shade Love. That's what that looks like. But what I'm actually going to use today is one of these colors. Really pretty. I've been using them on and off. I just got them off of Nordstrom Rack. It used to be HauteLook. They were super cheap. I think I paid less than $13 for them, and I think they're originally like $40 or something like that. They're really pretty. They don't necessarily dry down, but they also don't feel super tacky. And they do give kind of a luminous finish. I think I'm going to powder today. Maybe. So whatever luminosity is coming off is going to get covered. This is a Morphe G40. I don't even know if they still make these. I don't have a whole lot of Morphe brushes, but there are some brushes that I just really like, and I haven't been able to find replacements for. I'm not really a super huge fan of Morphe. They're just not my favorite brand. For powder options, what I've got is I've got a couple that what I'm going through right now. This is kind of in my project pan, I guess you could say. I'm not being super strict about it, but I've had this like deluxe size of the KVD Lock-It setting powder. I'm going to set my face with that, but then over the Sephora sale recently, I picked up the Pat McGrath Under Eye Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. I really like it. It is very blurring. I do have pretty intense under eye lines that do crease and look pretty awful sometimes if I use the wrong powder or something like that, but this just looks perfect always. I am really glad I bought this. I think it makes a huge difference in my under eyes. And you can't see it. Like, you can't see the powder. It doesn't make you look dry or anything like that. On my face, like I said, I am going to use the KVD. These powders are just such a pain in the butt, aren't they? Sonia G worker fan. All right. So that's on there. All right, and for bronzer, I've got a couple options. I'll just go over, got a few. Okay, so another thing that I got over this sale is the Patrick Ta She's Sculpted Cream Contour and Powder Bronzer Duo. That's the first one. I don't think I'm going to use that today since I already powdered and I'm kind of neurotic about that. I don't like to use creams over powders. I think that's just a bad idea. Sorry, Patrick Ta. I know that he likes to recommend that you use his blushes powder first and then cream on top. And then I've also got the Laura Geller Balance and Bronze Regular. It's got bronzer, the Bronze and Brighten or something like that from Laura Geller, and then base powder in medium, I think. So what I just end up doing is just mixing both of them together. It's a pretty soft blush, but I think what I'll use right now is the Pure Glow Together Gradient Matte Shimmer Bronzer. A while ago, it's got kind of the strips, and the top half here is shimmer and the bottom is matte. So there's 3 stripes of matte bronzer and 3 stripes of shimmer. So I'll just go ahead and bronze with that. And then what I ended up doing is just swirling them a little bit. So I get a little bit of bronze, or a little bit of matte and a little bit of shimmer. So I'll just go on my temples. I'm just going for something simple today, just so that I don't, this is my first video. I just want people to kind of get like a sense of what I'm about in a short video, and hopefully you'll kind of get a sense of that with, I didn't really know what kind of a video I should make for my first video. So I just went with whatever I like to watch because, I want people to know from the get-go, like kind of what they're getting into. Okay. And then just because I do really like blush, I do usually layer powder over cream. And what I've got to use up right now, Hourglass Ambient Lighting Blush Quad in Ghost. Sorry, I keep trying to show the camera and I don't know which way to move it. So I've got that, and then another thing, again, I've got stuff from my Sephora purchase in here that I'm kind of using up right now, or not using up, but just giving a try. I've got Kiss of Pink Gen Nude Bronzer from Bare Minerals. These are so, so pretty. I have to swatch this. It's so soft and pretty. I promise I'll probably get better at swatches and stuff. Sorry if the lighting or the sound is a little bit off. I just don't know what I'm doing. See how pretty that is? Oh my gosh. It makes the skin look so pretty. I don't think I said what this brush was. This is a Sonia G Classic Cheek. I really love the Sky brush set. That's what those 2 Sonia G brushes are from. And then for highlight, I've really only got one option here. I've got the Jouer Citrine Powder Highlighter. Very pretty. And actually, I have already recorded this video, but I didn't realize that my phone was so low on battery. And it died in the middle of me recording. I finished the whole video, I think, or maybe I didn't because I realized that something was wrong. And I was going to post it anyway, but I was like, that's going to be my first video. I don't want people to see something like that as my first video. This is the Believe Beauty Lustrous Shine Lip Gloss. You can only get this at Dollar General. It's so good. I use that as actually like a lip treatment because it's so moisturizing. And it makes your lips look so pillowy and soft once it kind of sets in. Okay, for eyeshadow, I've got a few different options here. The first one that I kind of always have on my desk just because that's kind of what it was designed for is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette in Light. I am kind of a collector of Natasha Denona. I really enjoy her formula. At the time, it's some of her older palettes I think were a little hit and miss. One day I'll go over my whole collection. Anyway, so that's what that looks like right now. I've gotten a lot of use out of that right now. I'm not going to use that because that's more for like, I like to say that for like travel or days where I'm kind of running low on time. One of my favorite Natasha Denona mini palettes is the Mini Lila. There's that one. I've used this one a lot. It's very pretty. Another Natasha Denona palette that I have kind of on rotation right now is the Coral palette. I got this one on sale at Sephora not too long ago. Well, I don't know about not too long ago. It was probably like last year. But that's not too long ago when you're talking about your makeup collection. And then I have the Natasha Denona Star palette. This has been used and abused as well. I did try to kind of take them out and put them into like magnetic palettes so that I could have them kind of all together, but then I decided against it. I'm not really even sure if all of these colors are supposed to go in here. I kind of hope that I have the right shades in here. Honestly, this is one of my least favorite Natasha Denona palettes that I have. This was the first one that I got, but that one is my least favorite out of all of them. I think I'll go for something just kind of easy today, like I said. And what I'll do is I'll do what I did last night. I really, really liked it. So most of the time what I do is, since they're kind of separated into two different palettes, you have like this purple side, and then you also have like, I think that I'll work off of like the green side, and I'll start off with this shade right here. For eye primer, the one that I'm using right now is the MAC 24-Hour Extend Eye Base. It's kind of a classic. I've had this one for a little while. Just want to use it up. Okay, so I just get a light layer of that. You kind of have to be careful with how much you put on because since it is so kind of like mattifying, it'll dry out your lids and make your eyeshadows look a little like crepey. So I do like to make sure when I'm using this, I like to make sure that I kind of bring whatever moisturizer and stuff that I use, I like to bring it up onto my eyelids just to give it a little something to work with so that it's not too dry up there because like I said, I do have normal to dehydrated skin. And bad makeup is just a bad way to start the day. And like I said, I'm going in with that middle shade on the bottom row. Just kind of putting that in the crease. Lately, I don't really kind of mess around with my eyeshadow a whole lot. I have kind of a set style that I kind of don't stray away from. Yeah, these shadows I feel like are like the least like blendy of all the palettes that I have. I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. I have 10 of them. One of her palettes that I really wanted, but it was just kind of out of my price range. I couldn't justify buying that one. And I don't know why, because it was so, like, they had so many shades, and the shades were all pretty wearable. It was the Metropolis palette, and now it's not available anymore, but neither was the gold palette, and they brought that back. So if they do bring the Metropolis palette back, I might buy that, because I was so sad when they said they were discontinuing that. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm taking this Rephr 13 brush, and I'm taking the first shade in the second row and just kind of focusing that on the outer corner, just to kind of start building up some dimension. Does anyone else notice with Natasha Denona eyeshadows that they like go on almost like lighter and like more muted, and then as you blend them out, they like go to the color that they show up as in the palette? It's so strange, and Natasha Denona is the only brand that I've seen do that. I mean, it all ends up kind of, working out. Like, you can't tell or anything. It's just something that I've noticed. It's really windy here. It's been really windy for a while. Yesterday we were in like tornado watch and stuff like that. So we have some pretty... and then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take that brush I was using before and just kind of blend out the edges. Of that shade that we used before we go in with another one. I'm not like Khaki says that she's not a one and done shadow girl, and usually neither am I. I do like to build up some intensity just because I have such hooded eyes. I like to add some drama on the outer corner. This is a Wingos 27S brush. It's I think he has like a few synthetic brushes. Yeah, it's one of his synthetic pencil brushes. I also have I forget what number that MAC one is. It's kind of like it, but it's like a Sigma E25. Okay, and then there's this really, really, really pretty, like, I forget what they call these. No, it's Bellatrix. It's just really pretty. So I'm just gonna pat that over the top on like the inner half of my eye. It's so pretty. I don't even know if you can see that, but it's so, so pretty. The reason I don't really like this palette is because a lot of the shimmers are like the sparkly shades are just so dry and like crumbly that they like get all over the place, and they don't really look pretty like these do, or like this one does. It's just kind of hit and miss, like especially this Galaxy shade. It's super crumbly. That's really the worst one. They're the worst over on the pink side, so I don't know if it's because they're pink or not pink, purple. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is take Flesh and run that kind of on the outer third. Okay, sorry, I'm still getting used to recording. So sometimes I just forget that there's a camera on and I just forget to talk. Okay, so I think we're done with that. It's just not a palette that I look forward to using. I don't get excited about it, so I wanted to take it out and play with it and see if I could come up with anything cool. I think I'll just move on to brows for now. I got the e.l.f. brow lift. I have the e.l.f. brow lift, and then I have the ABH brush that they put out with their brow wax. I actually also have the ABH one, but I'm trying this one out. The ABH one leaves little like flakes in my brows when I use this. If I don't, I make sure that I'm careful with not getting product in my eyebrows. You know, I'm pretty fortunate that I have pretty thick brows, so I don't really have to do a lot with them, but I do like to kind of comb them in place, just because I feel they look more finished, and to kind of get the product that is in them out. So now I just kind of take this and press them down so that they stay all day. The reason I love this foundation so much is because it doesn't crease. I have fine lines and like my smile lines. I have like this wrinkle right here that I get from like squinting, because I am a glasses wearer. Also, I think I have RBF, so I go like this a lot. What next? My husband really likes winged eyeliner, so I might do that. This is a MAC 263. And this is the Natasha Denona blackest black matte eyeshadow. I did lick it. I got that trick from Trixie Mattel, someone else that I really enjoy watching. I went such a long time without doing wing liner because I could not figure it out. My now that I've gotten older, my eyes have changed. So I couldn't do wing liner the same way that I always had. And I just thought that because I had hooded eyes, I would never be able to wear wing liner again. But I've been trying out techniques and I've gotten a little better at it. And I've also just stopped caring as much about them like looking good and looking even. You know, it's kind of however it goes is how it goes. Okay, that's good enough. Okay, and for mascara, I've got a few that I'm kind of working through. I've got the Lancome Sills Booster XL Lash Primer. I really enjoy that. I'll be using that today. And then I've also really been liking the Milk Kush Mascara, especially with that. The Clinique High Impact Mascara, I really like how it looks by itself, but it burns my eyes. Like if I sweat or cry and it gets in my eyes, it really, really burns. So I'm not really liking it for that. And it sucks because I have 2 backups that I have to go through, and I don't really like wearing it because it burns if it gets in my eyes. And then I have this L'Oreal Unlimited mascara. It's this one with like a telescopy type brush. I don't really enjoy this one because I feel like it's hard to get out of my lashes. Like it almost gets hard and like gets like embedded in like the ends of the roots of my lashes. And it makes them really crunchy, and I don't like that. So I'll just curl my lashes. This is a Surratt eyeshadow or eyelash curler. It's my favorite that I've found. I just kind of count from 10 to 20 and kind of pulse it. Depends how much time I have for this, how long I do it for. Now that I did that, I'm noticing that I can see my like upper waterline. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this chocolate magnetic matte eye color from Nude Sticks. This is another thing that I'm trying to use up right now. I hate sharpening stuff because you never know how it's going to end up. If it's going to be like the ugliest sharpen in the world. That one's not too bad. Okay, that's a little better. And I might actually just kind of run this in like the outer corner. And then for primer, like I said, I'm using the Lancome Sills. Okay, and the Milk Kush mascara. This is just a little sample, but I really like it. I think, where did I get this from? This is like the second sample size that I've gotten of this mascara, and I've enjoyed it both times, with or without the primer. Even I don't have the best lashes. I need to start using my lash serum. I have the Grande MD lash serum, and it really does wonders for my lashes when I forget to use it regularly, or when I remember to use it regularly. My lips look nice and pillowy from that lip gloss. And it's like $5, $4 or $5. I'll just wipe the excess off. And then for lips, I've got quite a few options actually, because lips are, where you can play around the most, really. So the one that I kind of always have around is this Sephora Rouge Melting Lip Clicks. And I think, I don't have any of those, but I think this is kind of like the M Cosmetics ones where you kind of click it up and it melts and you just, I'm interested in getting those. I don't have anything from M Cosmetics right now. I'm interested in trying them out. So let me know your recommendations. Let me know what I need to have. This is kind of a cool little thing. This is a clear universal lip liner from Sephora. It's just clear. It's like just like a clear pencil. So what you do is you put on your, or what I do anyway, is I just put on the lipstick, and then if I need to clean up the lip line, I'll just use this. And then this kind of mixes with whatever lipstick you're using, smooths out the lip line to give it more of a blurred effect. Just so it's not so harsh, because especially with like this next lipstick that I have, this is the Huda Beauty Liquid Matte in Alluring. I got this in a subscription box a couple years ago. It's a really pretty color. I don't know if it was like exclusive to that box or not, because it was an Allure, like Beauty's Choice or something like that, Allure box, and it's called Alluring. So I don't know if they made it for, I'm not going to use that today. That's like one of the only liquid lipsticks that I've kept. There's that swatch right there. It's really pretty. It's like an orangey red corally color. Very warm, very pretty for summer. And then for lip liners, I have Essence Soft and Precise in, I am not sure what this is. The Essence Stay 8-Hour Lip Liner Waterproof. I cannot see. Tea Time. This is 02 Tea Time. It's right there. Another really pretty one. And then last for lips, I have the Nude Sticks Gel Color Lip and Cheek Balm in Pulse. And I think I'll just go ahead and use that today because it's nice and easy, and it also looks really good, you know, on like light makeup days. And it's also moisturizing because it's a balm. And I actually forgot one lipstick, but I have this Smashbox Legendary Prime and Plush. It has a number. It has some print over it. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's in the shade Stepping Out. I got this over the Ulta, what do they call it? 21 Days of Beauty sale. And it's that right there. It's very pretty, a nude. I don't know what happened, but I think it's from my eyeliner. Oh well, we'll just leave that. All right, I think that was pretty much everything. So I think what I'm going to try to do is every time I go through my collection, I will film a look with the things that I am using, kind of let you know what options I'm working with. So in that way, if there's something that you want to see, you know, you can let me know to use that and let you know my thoughts. But for now, I guess I'll just go ahead and finish up. If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my first YouTube video. I'm sorry if it was kind of all over the place. I do have kind of a scattered mind. My mind is just always going 1,000 miles a minute. So sometimes I lose track of what I'm saying, what I'm thinking. But I really enjoyed doing this. I hope that you enjoyed watching and that you'll subscribe to stay tuned for more videos. If there's anything you want to see me talk about, if there's anything you want to know about me, I'm planning on being a pretty open book as far as, you know, myself. I'm not sure about how much I'm willing to share about people in my life, but anything that has to do with me, just ask, and you know, I'll try to answer, because this is kind of my therapy that I'm doing. I don't really have a whole lot of friends to talk to, especially not about makeup. So I hope that, you know, we can build a community where we can be that for the community, for each other. So like I said, thank you for watching, and I hope you'll subscribe. We'll see you next time. Bye.